Power, silence, patience. You watch, you wait, you breathe through the chaos around you, and yet no one notices. The world assumes that the quiet are weak, that the unseen are lost. They are blind, and that blindness is your weapon. They chatter, they compete, they fight for scraps while you simply exist, calm, unwavering, and untouchable. The moment is not theirs, it is yours, because you understand something no one else dares to realize. Victory does not roar, it whispers. And sometimes, it does not even knock before it enters. If you are hearing this right now, pause, just for a second, and think about the times you stayed quiet, the times you held back, the times you waited while everyone else moved. Feel that power, that quiet storm brewing inside you. It's not about being seen, it's about being untouchable. It's about understanding the game they all think they're winning. And if this message reaches you, if you feel it in your bones, then I want you to do something. Hit that like button if you've ever felt overlooked, subscribe if you're tired of being underestimated, and drop a comment sharing the moment when silence became your strongest move, because there are others out there who need to know they're not alone, and need to know they can claim their triumph without shouting, without fighting, without proving anything to anyone. Think about it. The world is full of noise. People screaming, struggling, desperate for attention, desperate for acknowledgement. And yet, here you are, calm, observing, calculating, moving only when the time is absolutely right. They never saw you coming because you never gave them a reason to. You played silent, and they just handed you victory. They didn't realize you were already ahead, that your patience was not a weakness, but a strategy. Every laugh they shared, every word they wasted, every misstep they made, they were paving the path for you without even knowing it. You didn't need to fight. You didn't need to prove yourself. You simply allowed them to play their part, and then, at the moment that mattered, victory was already yours. There's a lesson here, one most people will never understand. Strength is not loud. Power does not demand attention. Success is not about the rush, the chaos, the struggle that everyone else glorifies. Sometimes it's about restraint. Sometimes it's about understanding the rhythm of life, the way moments flow, the way the world unconsciously sets the stage for those who wait with precision and purpose. And you, my friend, have understood this. You have learned it through every silent hour, every unnoticed step, every moment when the world thought you were weak. But weakness is for those who don't understand the value of strategy, patience, and timing. You understood before anyone else, and because of that, they handed you victory without a fight. Victory doesn't always come with celebration. Sometimes it comes quietly, like a shadow crossing a room, unnoticed but undeniable. Sometimes it's the subtle nod of fate that you alone recognize. And the beauty of it is, you didn't have to force it. You didn't have to demand it. You simply existed. And in existing, you outmaneuvered every expectation. The ones who laughed at you, the ones who doubted you, the ones who dismissed your quiet presence, they were blind to the truth. And now, as the outcome falls in your favor, you see it. You always knew it would end this way. You always knew where it ends. That's not luck. That's vision. That's patience. That's the quiet mastery of your own destiny. Ask yourself, how many times have you let the noise around you dictate your pace? How often have you rushed to compete when your strength lay in observing? The answer is clear. You are different. You play the game on your terms. You wait while others exhaust themselves, while others fall into traps they cannot see. You hold your power close, and when the time comes, it manifests in a way so absolute, so undeniable, that everyone else is left wondering how you did it. They never even knew they were part of your plan. That is the true essence of silent mastery. That is how you always know where it ends. There is a darkness to this power, but not a cruel one. It is not born of hatred or malice. It is born of clarity, born of understanding that the world rewards the patient, the observant, the wise. To play silent is to be fearless in your invisibility. To act when no one expects it is to harness a strength that is unshakable. And in that moment, when the world realizes it has been outplayed, there is no fear, no struggle, only the quiet satisfaction of knowing you held the advantage all along. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh, let them ignore, let them believe they are winning, because every miscalculation they make, every underestimation, every careless move, they are feeding your success. Every noise they create, every desperate effort to prove themselves, they are building the stage for your victory. And when it comes, it will not be announced with fanfare. It will be a whisper, a shadow, a certainty. You played silent, and they handed you everything without even realizing it. And that, my friend, is the power that the loud can never comprehend. They never saw it coming. Every move you made in silence, every pause, every moment of restraint, they took for weakness. They assumed because you didn't yell, because you didn't fight, because you didn't prove yourself, that you were powerless. But the truth is, power is not always loud. Power often grows in the shadows, in the quiet, where no one is looking. And this is the secret the world refuses to teach you. Patience is a weapon. Silence is a strategy, and the unnoticed are often the most unstoppable. Think about it. The people around you, rushing, shouting, desperate for attention, scrambling to be seen, scrambling to matter. They are exhausting themselves. They are running on a treadmill they can never escape. And yet, here you are, standing still, calm, collecting strength, watching, learning, knowing that the moment of reckoning will come, not because you chased it, but because you allowed it to arrive. Victory is not a battle you fight. It is a stage you step onto when the timing is perfect, when every element aligns, when every chance has been handed to you without you ever demanding it. And that is exactly what happens when you play silent. They give you the prize, and you don't even have to reach for it. Have you ever felt the thrill of realizing everyone else underestimated you? It's electric. It pulses through your veins. It whispers in your ear, reminding you that the world is blind to what it cannot understand. And you, in your quiet, unstoppable way, have learned to live there, in that space where the overlooked grow stronger. You have learned to move without needing validation, to act without seeking applause, to exist without fear of judgment. That is the kind of strength that lasts, the kind that cannot be taken, cannot be challenged, cannot be questioned. It is silent, unyielding, absolute. And here is the truth many will never admit. The quiet ones always know where it ends. They see the threads others miss. They understand the patterns that escape the loud. They feel the pulse of inevitability. And so you stand, not with arrogance, but with certainty. You do not worry about the noise, the chaos, the desperation of others. You know that all that chaos is part of the story, and that the story is already written in your favor. Every laugh they shared at your expense, every doubt they cast on your abilities, every sneer of disbelief, they were building your victory, unknowingly, unintentionally, beautifully. The beauty of this power is that it is subtle, almost invisible. People around you, caught in their own struggles, fail to recognize it. They fail to understand that restraint is stronger than aggression, that timing is stronger than force, that observation is stronger than action when action is poorly timed. And in their blindness, they give you the ultimate advantage. They hand you victory while thinking they are winning. They celebrate, they cheer, they shout, while you stand quietly in the shadow, collecting everything they could not see was yours to begin with. It is not luck. It is mastery. It is awareness. It is the kind of intelligence that cannot be taught in schools, cannot be found in books, cannot be understood by those who only see the world in noise and haste. You are a strategist of life, a quiet force, a storm that never announces itself until it has already arrived. And when that storm strikes, when the moment comes, it is absolute. No one can question it. No one can undo it. You did not need permission. You did not need recognition. You only needed patience, and that you have mastered better than anyone else. So pause for a moment and think about your own life. Think about the situations where you held back, where you stayed quiet, where you waited while others rushed. Those were not wasted moments. Those were the hours in which your strength was growing, where your strategy was forming, where the stage for your eventual triumph was being set. And now, when you claim what is rightfully yours, when victory finds you in its own time, it is sweeter than any noise could have made it. It is proof that patience, silence, and strategic thought are more powerful than desperation, speed, or loudness ever could be. And as you step into that victory, remember this: the world will never understand how you did it. They will never see the hours you spent waiting, the moments you endured without recognition, the choices you made in quiet that ensured your success. They will only see the outcome, and they will wonder how it happened, how someone so quiet, so unassuming, could end up with everything. And in that wonder, in that confusion, lies your power. They will never know what it feels like to hold the strings while pretending not to care. They will never know the thrill of watching their own actions work to your advantage. They will never understand what it means to be a master of silence. You see, life is not fair. Life is not loud. Life rewards those who wait, those who understand, those who move at the right time. And in understanding that, you hold the key to every outcome. You do not need to fight. You do not need to force. You only need to exist with clarity, to watch with patience, to act with precision. That is how you always know where it ends. That is how you step into victory without anyone realizing it was theirs to give all along. Now, imagine the look on their faces when they finally understand. The ones who doubted, who ignored, who underestimated, they will finally see the truth. But by then, it will not matter. You will have already moved forward. You will have already taken what was always meant to be yours. And in that moment, in the quiet aftermath of your triumph, there is a satisfaction that no applause could ever match. It is the quiet acknowledgement of your own power, your own intelligence, your own mastery of life. It is the understanding that victory does not require noise, only strategy. That patience is a weapon, and silence is strength. And so, whenever you doubt yourself, whenever the world tries to pull you into its chaos, remember this: you do not need to scream to be heard. You do not need to fight to win. You do not need to compete to conquer. The quiet ones always prevail. The patient ones always triumph. The unseen ones always leave a mark. They may not know it now. They may not understand it now, but they will eventually see, and when they do, it will be too late. You played silent, and they handed you victory. Look around you. Look at the world rushing past, screaming for attention, desperate for acknowledgement, hungry for applause. Every person who tries to force their way forward Every person who believes that shouting, pushing, and proving themselves is the key to success. They are walking into a trap of their own making. They fail to see the truth. The real power does not announce itself. It does not fight for recognition. It does not bend to the chaos that surrounds it. It waits, it watches, it grows. And when the moment comes, it strikes without warning, claiming what it was always meant to claim. Imagine yourself in that moment, the moment when everyone around you is exhausted, frustrated, defeated by their own impatience, and you, calm, collected, and unwavering, step forward. The world does not know it yet, but victory has been yours all along. Every choice you made, every second you waited, every act of restraint, it all leads to this instant. They handed it to you without realizing it. They built the stage for your success with their own noise, their own haste, their own misjudgments. And in that quiet, powerful space, you finally see it. All this time, the path was yours. You only needed to hold still. You only needed to play silent. Think about the strength it takes to be invisible while the world moves around you in chaos. To watch while others stumble. To wait while others rush. To remain calm when everyone else is screaming for attention. That strength is not obvious. It does not appear on the surface, but it is there. In your silence, in your patience, in the way you hold yourself while the world underestimates you. And it is the kind of strength that never fades. It does not rely on temporary approval, on fleeting applause, on validation from those who do not understand. It relies on you, on your awareness, on your ability to know, even when no one else does, how this story will end. Now, consider this. How often have you rushed? How often have you felt the pressure to act, to prove, to fight? And yet, every time you held back, every time you waited, every time you allowed others to show their true nature, you were preparing. You were building. You were creating the circumstances in which victory would arrive without struggle. And that is the brilliance of playing silent. While the world is trapped in noise, you are free. Free to see the patterns, free to act with precision, free to claim what they cannot even imagine. They will never understand it. They will never understand the calm confidence of someone who knows exactly where the end is. They will never comprehend the satisfaction of seeing the chaos around you collapse while you remain untouched, unshaken, unstoppable. And yet, that is where your power lies, in the invisibility of your strategy, in the quiet inevitability of your success. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to argue with them. You do not need to shout or prove anything. They give you victory willingly, unknowingly, beautifully. And when you take it, it is more than a win. It is a testament to your mastery of patience, perception, and timing. Imagine a world where everyone learned this lesson too late, where every opponent, every skeptic, every voice of doubt had already played their part in your ascent. You watch, almost with amusement, as they realize that their own actions, rushed, reckless, desperate, only paved the way for your triumph. And you smile quietly because you knew all along. You always knew where it ends. You always knew that those who rush fall behind, that those who shout are drowned by their own noise, that those who act without understanding their environment are the ones who create the opportunity for the patient, the observant, the silent. Victory is not about who fights the hardest. Victory is not about who speaks the loudest. Victory is not about who struggles the most. Victory is about who waits. Victory is about who observes. Victory is about who understands the game, the players, the rhythm of life itself. And by playing silent, by embracing restraint, by trusting your own awareness, have stepped into that power. The world handed it to you without realizing it, and that, my friend, is the most powerful kind of triumph. Ask yourself, how many times have you seen someone else win because they shouted the loudest, because they pushed the hardest, because they demanded recognition? And how often have you felt invisible, overlooked, underestimated? That feeling is not weakness, it is preparation. It is the moment before mastery. It is the calm before the storm that only you control. Every hour spent waiting, every moment spent observing, every second you endured without attention, it all contributes to a final act that no one can dispute. You played silent, and they handed you victory. Now, hold that thought and expand it. Think bigger. Think beyond the small victories of today, the subtle triumphs of yesterday. Think of the life you can build if you always remember this strategy, if you always trust the power of patience, if you always embrace the quiet mastery that others cannot see. The opportunities you will claim, the paths you will walk, the triumphs that will follow you, they are all shaped by your understanding of silence, strategy, and inevitability. They are all yours to take because you understood something that the world still refuses to acknowledge. The loud never last, the reckless never prevail, the impatient never finish. Only the quiet, the patient, the aware, they inherit everything. And in this inheritance lies freedom. The freedom to move as you wish, the freedom to act without fear of judgment, the freedom to claim what others cannot even imagine. They handed it to you without a fight, without challenge, without warning. And in that gift lies the ultimate lesson. Life rewards those who understand the rhythm of events, who wait for the perfect timing, who move when all else has failed. You are that person. You always were. And now, the world will see it, not in words, not in noise, not in struggle, but in the undeniable reality of your success. Have you ever noticed how the world underestimates the quiet ones, the ones who sit back, who listen, who absorb everything before speaking a word, before making a move, before showing a trace of strength? They call it invisibility. They call it weakness. They call it nothing at all. And yet, in that nothing, there is everything. Every glance they miss, every word they overlook, every careless step they underestimate, it all builds the framework for your success. And you, standing in silence, are like a sculptor shaping your masterpiece out of the chaos around you. The world believes it is random, messy, uncontrolled, but you know better. You see the patterns, you feel the timing, you know the end long before anyone else does. Think of all the times you waited while others acted rashly, all the moments when you held your tongue while others shouted, all the times you observed quietly while the world was in motion. That is not passivity, that is preparation, that is strategy, that is patience turning into inevitability. Every person who mocked you, who doubted you, who ignored you, they unknowingly participated in your triumph. Every careless decision they made, every misstep, every rush forward, they paved the road straight to your victory. And the best part, they never even realized it. They handed it to you willingly, unknowingly, perfectly. Now, imagine this. Picture a scenario from your own life, perhaps in school, perhaps among friends, perhaps in your family. Someone doubted you, someone ignored your presence. Someone assumed they were ahead, they were in control, they were the winners. And while they rushed, while they acted impulsively, you stood still. You watched, you understood, you waited. And then, at the exact right moment, everything shifted. The outcome became clear. The path opened before you. They had built it. They had prepared it. They had unknowingly handed you everything. And in that moment, when the realization hits, when the world finally notices, it is too late. You are already beyond it. Ladies and gentlemen, they thought you were blind, didn't they? That their little jabs, their sneaky insults, their casual disregard went unnoticed. But you saw it all. Every look, every word, every sly smirk. You counted them like clockwork. Tick, 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 tick. They didn't realize that every slight, every ounce of disdain, every moment they dismissed you was building something. Not a weakness, not a defeat, but a fire. They assumed your silence was submission. They mistook your calm for fragility, your patience for passivity. They didn't know you were quietly absorbing it all, letting every ounce of disrespect fuel a storm within you. They laughed, mocked, sneered, as though you weren't capable of seeing through the cracks in their masks. But you did. You saw it, and you felt it. And oh, how you let it simmer. Because you understood something they didn't. There is power in quiet. You could have lashed out. You could have matched their venom with your own, but that would have been too easy, too predictable. And you? You aren't predictable. No, you are a masterpiece in progress. A quiet revolution waiting to be unleashed. They underestimated you because they couldn't fathom the strength it takes to remain composed in the face of such deliberate disrespect. They thought silence was weakness. They didn't realize it was strategy. Every insult, every disregard was a lesson. You studied them, learned their patterns, their fears, their vulnerabilities. You became a collector of their arrogance, an architect of your own response. They mocked you for being quiet, not realizing you were listening, observing, calculating. They thought they were playing a game with you, but they were only teaching you how to win. Oh, how foolish they were. They thought their words were cutting you down when they were actually sharpening you. Every dismissive glance, a whetstone, every backhanded compliment, a spark against steel. Every laugh at your expense, the hammer that forged your resolve. You let them think they were in control because you knew the truth. The real power lies in patience. And when the moment comes, because it will come, it won't be an outburst or a fit of rage. No, your response will be measured, precise, devastating. It won't be about revenge. It will be about redemption. You're not here to prove them wrong. You're here to prove yourself right, to show them that the quiet ones, the underestimated ones, are the most dangerous of all. Tick, tick, tick. The clock keeps turning, and they remain oblivious, wrapped in their own hubris. But you know the truth. You've always known. They fed the fire they didn't see, built the weapon they didn't understand. And when it strikes, they will realize their mistake, not because you sought their downfall, but because they gave you no choice. Let them laugh while they can. Let them whisper their insults, parade their arrogance. You don't need their approval, their validation, or their understanding. Their disrespect has become irrelevant, a faint echo against the roar of your determination. You are not the sum of their words. You are the result of your own resilience. And when you rise, it will be without their permission or their acknowledgement. You don't need them to see you coming. In fact, it's better if they don't, because the best transformations happen in silence. The most powerful victories are won without warning. So let them believe in their delusions. Let them cling to the idea that you are small, weak, invisible. They've already lost, and they don't even know it. Their disrespect, their arrogance, their ignorance. It's all weightless now, floating away as you ascend to heights they can't reach. And when you look back, it won't be with anger or regret. it will be with understanding, because every step they tried to pull you down, every word they used to break you, became the very foundation of your ascent. They never imagined you were quietly absorbing every disrespect towards you, but you were. And now, you're untouchable. So rise, unshaken. Rise, relentless. And when you do, don't bother looking for their approval. It was never worth having. Their applause would mean nothing, because it was never genuine to begin with. You've outgrown the need for their validation. You've transcended their narrow judgments and shallow measures of worth. They built their worlds on flimsy pedestals of ego. But you've been building a fortress, brick by unshakable brick, forged from every slight, every underestimation. You were never blind. You were never deaf to their murmurs, their quiet conspiracies, their cutting dismissals. You heard it all, saw it all, felt it all. They thought your silence meant you were retreating. They thought your lack of reaction was a weakness. But they didn't realize silence can be the loudest response. It's the calm before the storm, the stillness before the earthquake. They mistook your restraint for defeat, not realizing it was your greatest weapon. You see, you were never just absorbing their disrespect, you were studying it. You became a student of their malice, learning every intricacy of their insults, every nuance of their disdain. You dissected their intentions, their motives, their insecurities, because that's what they are, isn't it? Insecurities. Every word they flung at you was a reflection of their own fears, their own inadequacies. They tried to project it onto you, but instead, you turned it into fuel. The quiet ones. Oh, how dangerous we are. We don't react. We reflect. We don't crumble. We calculate. They never realized that every time they tried to push you down, they were handing you the tools to climb higher. They were the architects of their own irrelevance in your life. They gave you the lessons they didn't know you were learning, the fire they didn't realize you were igniting. And now, the time is near. Not for vengeance, not for petty retaliation, but for your rise. Because your success, your triumph, will be the loudest silence they'll ever hear. You'll walk past them, not with anger, but with indifference. You'll rise above their world of petty games and shallow victories, not because you want to spite them, but because you've always been destined for more. Tick, tick, tick. The clock continues to turn, but this time, it's in your favor. You've waited patiently, endured quietly, and now your moment is inevitable. It won't come with fireworks or grand announcements. It doesn't need to. Your rise will be steady, unstoppable, like the tide reclaiming the shore. They won't see it coming because they never thought to look. They were too busy underestimating you to notice you were surpassing them. And when you stand at the peak, don't waste time looking down at them. Their opinions, their judgments, their doubts, they've already turned to dust. Your focus is forward, always forward. Because this journey was never about them, it was always about you. It was about proving to yourself that you could endure, that you could rise, that you could become more than they ever imagined. There's a certain poetry in it, isn't there? The way their disrespect became the soil where your strength grew, the way their doubt became the wind beneath your wings. They thought they were burying you, but they didn't realize you were a seed. And now you're blooming, thriving, reaching for heights they can't even comprehend. Let them remain in their small, self-contained worlds, clutching their illusions of superiority. You've outgrown those spaces. You've outgrown the need for their acceptance. The path you're on now is one they'll never understand because it's forged from resilience they've never known. They didn't have the strength to endure what you did, and they wouldn't have survived the trials they put you through. That's the truth they'll never admit. So keep rising, relentless. Keep moving forward. Every step you take is a testament to your strength, your will, your unbreakable spirit. And with each step, their whispers grow quieter. Their relevance fades further. They become shadows in the brightness of your light, echoes in the vastness of your success. But don't hate them. Don't waste your energy on resentment or anger. Instead, thank them silently for the lessons they unintentionally gave you. They were your unknowing teachers, the architects of your growth. Without them, you might not have discovered the depths of your own strength, the breadth of your own potential. They tried to define you by their limitations, but you showed them that you are limitless. And now, as you stand at the precipice of your greatness, let their memories fade into the background. Your journey isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming everything you knew you could be, everything they never imagined you were capable of. Rise, unshaken. Rise, relentless. Rise, and let your success speak louder than any words ever could. Because in the end, it was never about them. It was always about you. Not about their petty opinions, not about their fleeting judgments, but about the silent force within you, waiting, yearning to emerge. They thought they were the protagonists in your story, but they were nothing more than background noise, static in the symphony you were composing. And now, the melody is yours to play, and it is deafening. You see, they miscalculated. They saw your quiet demeanor, your patience, your willingness to step back as weakness. They thought they were breaking you when all they were doing was tempering steel. Every insult, every disregard, every moment they overlooked you, it added another layer of fortitude to your soul. They mistook their cruelty for power and your silence for surrender. But silence isn't surrender. Silence is strategy, and you've mastered it. For too long, they reveled in their imagined superiority, believing that their words, their actions, held the power to define you. But power isn't handed over so easily. Power is claimed, earned, and wielded with purpose. And now you hold it, not in your fists, but in your heart, in your mind, in the unshakable resolve they unintentionally helped you build. They never realized you were absorbing everything, not to carry it as a burden, but to transform it into strength. The weight of their disrespect wasn't crushing you, it was training you. Every time they looked past you, every time they spoke over you, they were unknowingly teaching you how to endure, how to persist, how to rise above the noise. Now, as you step forward, you do so not for them, but for yourself. This isn't about proving a point to anyone else. This is about living up to the potential you always knew you had. It's about claiming the life you deserve, the respect you command, and the peace that comes with knowing your worth is not dictated by others. They won't understand, of course. They'll be shocked, confused, perhaps even envious. They'll wonder where this strength came from, how you managed to rise when they thought they'd buried you. But you owe them no explanations. Let their confusion linger. Let their disbelief fester. You have no time for their games anymore. Because your journey isn't about them. It never was. Their words were just noise. Their actions just distractions. The real battle was always within you, fighting the doubts they tried to plant, resisting the urge to shrink yourself to fit their narrow view. And you won that battle. Quietly, steadily, you triumphed. And now, your rise is inevitable. It's not flashy or loud. It doesn't need to be. It's the kind of rise that commands attention without asking for it. It's the kind of strength that speaks for itself, that doesn't rely on the approval of others. They'll see it, of course. They'll feel it in the way you carry yourself, in the confidence that radiates from you. They'll sense it in the way you no longer respond to their provocations, no longer seek their validation. That's the beauty of your rise. It doesn't require their acknowledgement. It exists independently of their opinions, their judgments, their attempts to define you. You've outgrown their world, their limitations, their expectations. Your path is your own now, untethered and unapologetic. They'll try to pull you back, of course. They'll try to remind you of who they thought you were, of the roles they tried to assign you. But those roles no longer fit, and their words no longer hold power. You've rewritten the narrative, reclaimed your identity, and there's no going back. Every step you take forward is a step away from the shadows they tried to keep you in. You don't need their light. You found your own, and it burns brighter than anything they could have offered. It's a light forged in the crucible of their doubt, a beacon of your resilience and determination. So rise, unshaken. Let your silence continue to speak volumes. Let your actions tell the story they never imagined you could write. And when they finally realize the truth, that you were never blind, never weak, never defeated, it won't matter. Because by then, you'll be so far ahead, so far beyond their reach, that their opinions will be nothing more than whispers on the wind. And as you stand tall, unbothered by their noise, you'll understand something profound. They were never your adversaries. They were merely obstacles, challenges that sharpened your edge. They were the resistance that made you stronger, the friction that sparked your fire. This isn't about vengeance or proving them wrong. It's about honoring the strength you discovered within yourself. It's about embracing the journey that brought you here, the pain that shaped you, the silence that empowered you. It's about standing in your truth, unapologetically, and knowing that you owe no one an explanation. So keep rising, keep moving forward. Let their doubts fade into irrelevance. Let their disrespect become a distant memory. Your path is clear now, and it leads to places they can't follow. Not because they're not capable, but because they never chose to walk with the same courage, the same integrity, the same unyielding determination. This is your story, and it's just beginning. So rise, unshaken. Rise, relentless. Rise and never look back. The same unyielding determination that carried you through the storms will now guide you into the light. This is not the climax of your journey, but the foundation for something greater. Everything you endured, every slight you absorbed, has prepared you for this moment. Not to bask in the approval of those who doubted you, but to walk a path they could never envision. This isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were always right. Think back to the moments when you questioned your worth because of their careless words or thoughtless actions. Remember the times you felt invisible, unheard, dismissed. Those moments could have broken you, but they didn't. Instead, they shaped you. They taught you resilience, patience, and the value of staying true to yourself even when the world tried to bend you. That's what they'll never understand. How you remained steadfast, how you bore their insults without letting them take root in your heart, how you faced their disregard without ever doubting your own value. They'll wonder how you turned pain into purpose, how you transformed their doubt into your drive. And while they search for answers, you'll keep moving forward, untouchable and unstoppable. You owe them nothing, not even your anger. They don't deserve your energy, your attention, or your time. Their disrespect has already served its purpose. It's propelled you to heights they'll never reach. And when they look up, searching for you in the spaces they once occupied, they'll realize you're no longer there. You've risen above, far beyond their limited view, into a realm where their opinions no longer matter. This is your time now. Your silence was never submission, it was preparation. And now that the time for silence has passed, your actions will speak louder than any words ever could. Each step you take forward will echo with the strength of someone who refused to be broken, who refused to be defined by the small minds of others. Let them watch, let them wonder. Their confusion is irrelevant. You've outgrown the need for explanations, the need to justify your worth. You've found your voice in the quiet moments, your power in the stillness. And now, as you rise, you carry with you the lessons, the strength, and the determination that their disrespect unintentionally gifted you. Rise with grace, not malice. Rise with purpose, not spite. Let your success be your response, your triumph the answer to their doubts. But remember, this rise is not for them. It never was. This is for you, for the person you fought to become, for the dreams you've nurtured in silence, for the future that belongs to you and you alone. So rise unshaken, rise relentless, and as you move forward, don't look back. The past is a chapter you've closed, a story you've outgrown. Your focus is ahead, on the life you're building, the person you're becoming, the possibilities that await. This is your journey, your victory, your story. Own it, live it, and let the world see the power of someone who was never truly broken. Let the world see the power of someone who was never truly broken. Not because you didn't face pain, but because you embraced it. You turned it into strength, shaping yourself into someone they never thought you could be. The world doesn't need to understand the depths of what you endured. They'll feel it in your presence, in your unwavering stride, in the quiet confidence that radiates from you now. You're not here to make announcements or declarations. Your rise isn't something that needs a spotlight, because it's a force so undeniable it speaks for itself. They'll see it in the way you no longer flinch under scrutiny, no longer second-guess your worth, no longer shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are unapologetically yourself, standing taller than you ever have, not in defiance, but in authenticity. It's not about revenge. Revenge is loud and fleeting, a desperate grasp for validation that you no longer need. What you've achieved is so much greater than that. It's peace. Peace with who you are. Peace with what you've endured. Peace with the journey that's brought you here. They can never take that away from you, no matter how hard they tried. This is the beauty of your rise. It's built on a foundation they'll never understand. They didn't see the nights you spent wrestling with doubt. They didn't hear the internal battles you fought when their words echoed in your mind. They don't know the strength it took to keep going, step after step, when giving up would have been so much easier. But you know, you remember every moment of struggle, every decision to push forward despite the weight of it all. And that knowledge, that memory, is a part of you now, a reminder that you are unshakable. Let them wonder, let them speculate. Their confusion is the best acknowledgement you could ask for, a testament to the strength they never saw coming. And as they scramble to understand how you've risen, you'll keep moving forward, unbothered and unstoppable. Their opinions, their judgments, their petty attempts to diminish you, they've become irrelevant. You've outgrown the need for their approval because you've found something infinitely more valuable, your own belief in yourself. You don't need to explain your journey to anyone. The scars you carry, visible or not, tell the story of battles won, lessons learned, and strength gained. Those scars are not signs of weakness, but of resilience, proof that you endured what others thought would break you. Wear them with pride, not as reminders of pain, but as badges of survival. The beauty of your rise lies in its quiet power. It's not about making noise or seeking recognition. It's about living in a way that honors your growth, that reflects the strength you've gained, that proves you are more than anyone ever gave you credit for. And that's the ultimate triumph, knowing you've risen, not to please others, but to fulfill the potential you always knew you had. You see, they were never your enemies. They were merely obstacles, lessons in disguise. Their attempts to hold you back were the very forces that propelled you forward. Without their doubt, you might not have discovered your strength. Without their dismissal, you might not have found your voice. Without their underestimation, you might not have realized your worth. So thank them, not with words, but with your silence, your success, your unwavering rise. Thank them by becoming everything they said you couldn't be, not because you need their approval, but because you deserve to be your fullest self. Their role in your story is done. They were the catalyst, but you are the one who transformed. Now, it's your turn. To live boldly, to move fearlessly, to chase your dreams without hesitation. The path ahead is yours to shape, free from their shadows, their limitations, their judgments. You've broken free, and the possibilities are endless. This is your power, to turn pain into purpose, to transform doubt into drive, to rise from the ashes of their underestimation as someone stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. Let them see it, let them feel it, let them watch as you soar beyond their reach. But don't do it for them, do it for yourself. Because this journey has always been about you. Your rise is not an end, it's a beginning. A declaration that you will no longer be confined by the narrow views of others, that you will no longer dim your light for the comfort of those who can't handle its brilliance. You are here, unshaken, relentless, and unstoppable, and the world is about to witness the power of someone who was never truly broken. In the end, their words, their doubts, their disrespect were never about you, they were about them. But your rise, that is entirely yours. So stand tall, unshaken, and let the world see what they never imagined. Rise, not for them, but for yourself, because you were always meant to. You wake up every day thinking nobody is watching, thinking your effort disappears into the quiet walls of your room, thinking the world only notices noise and luck. But the truth is heavier than that. The truth is calm and patient. The truth is always recording who you are when nobody is clapping you. Think power arrives with permission, but power is built in silence. It grows when nobody believes, and it sharpens when nobody cares. This is not fantasy. This is daily human reality. This is what separates those who stay small from those who rise without asking. Every movement you make at home, every late night, every tired morning, every moment you almost quit, is shaping a version of you that even you have not fully seen yet. If this message touches something inside you, take a second and show support. Press like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because this journey is not meant to be walked alone, and your presence here matters more than you think. This space is built for those who choose growth over comfort and courage over excuses. Your home cameras are not machines on the wall. They are time itself, watching how you respond to pressure. They see who you are when there is no audience. They see how you treat your goals when nobody reminds you. They see if you respect your future enough to act today, or if you trade it away for easy comfort. The real exposure is not footage. The real exposure is truth, because truth does not blink, and it does not forget. You think strength looks loud, but real power is quiet. Real power moves without announcement. It wakes up before motivation and works after motivation. Leaves it does not wait for perfect conditions. It adapts. It does not beg for belief. It earns results while others explain excuses. The version of you that shows up consistently is the version that eventually shakes the room. not with noise, but with presence. There are moments when you feel ordinary, when nothing dramatic happens, when progress feels slow, when doubt whispers that you are wasting time. Those moments are not weakness. They are tests because discipline is built when excitement is gone and commitment is proven when nobody is watching. That is where the real work happens, and that is why most people never reach their potential, because they quit in rooms with no applause. The cameras would show patience. The cameras would show resilience. The cameras would show a person choosing effort over ease again and again and again. They would show you standing back up after mental exhaustion. They would show you keeping promises you made to yourself. They would show you learning instead of blaming, adjusting instead of quitting, growing instead of hiding. People underestimate silent growth because it has no soundtrack. They do not see the early mornings, the focused evenings, the repetition, the planning, the sacrifices. They only see the result and call it luck. They do not understand that power was built when nobody cared and confidence was forged through consistency, not compliments. You are not designed to stay comfortable. You are designed to expand, to learn, to test your limits, and then rewrite them. Every challenge in your life is not there to stop you. It is there to shape you. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is preparation. And those who understand this stop fearing struggle and start using it. When the world finally notices, they will say, "You change." They will say, "You are intense." They will say, "You are different." They will say, "Success made you this way." But they will never talk about the quiet days, the lonely nights, the times you stayed disciplined without praise. They will never talk about the version of you that refused to give up when quitting felt reasonable. The real you is not revealed in public. It is revealed at home, when there is no image to protect, no approval to chase, no one to impress, just you and your standards. That is where power is either built or lost. And every single day you are voting for the person you are becoming. Your routine is your signature. Your habits are your reputation, and your consistency is your strength. You do not need permission to become powerful. You need commitment to your process. You need patience with your progress and respect for your own potential. There will be days when fear feels louder than belief, days when doubt feels heavier than confidence. Those days are not signs to stop. They are signals that growth is happening, because comfort never challenges identity, and evolution always feels uncomfortable before it feels natural. The cameras would capture a person who kept moving forward, even when progress felt invisible. They would capture someone who chose long-term growth over short-term pleasure, someone who learned from failure without letting it define them, someone who understood that discipline is an act of self-respect. Power is not about dominating others. It is about mastering yourself. It is about controlling your reactions, focusing your energy, and staying aligned with your purpose when distractions try to pull you away. That level of control is rare, and that rarity is why it shakes people when they finally see it. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline stays discipline, shows up tired discipline, shows up unsure discipline, shows up anyway. And that is why discipline wins when everything else fails. If someone watched your life without sound, they would see your priorities clearly. They would see where your time goes, where your energy flows, and what you truly value. Words do not reveal. Character actions do, and repeated actions create destiny. The strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are those who refuse to let struggle define them. They feel fear, but they move. They feel tired, but they act. They feel doubt, but they continue. And that decision repeated over time builds unstoppable momentum. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Progress is not made through massive leaps, but through small, daily choices that compound quietly until one day the world calls it overnight success. Remember this: if you ever feel unseen, you are still becoming. If you ever feel behind, you are still learning. If you ever feel weak, you are still building strength. Growth does not announce itself. It reveals itself later. Take a moment here. If this message reflects your journey, and let your voice be heard, like, subscribe, and comment, because your support fuels this space and reminds others that they are not alone in their discipline, their struggle, and their rise. We build strength together by showing up together. Your power does not come from attention. It comes from alignment. Alignment between what you say and what you do, between who you are and who you are becoming. When those lines match, nothing can shake you. The real exposure is not about being seen. It is about being ready when you are seen. And that readiness is built long before recognition arrives. The world reacts to power. It did not witness being created. Stay focused. Stay patient. Stay disciplined. Because the version of you that keeps going when nobody is watching is the version that changes everything. When everyone finally looks, they will wonder how you became so calm under pressure, how your presence feels heavier, how your silence speaks louder than explanations. They will not know that calm was trained through chaos, that control was learned through mistakes, that confidence was built by surviving moments you never posted about. Every private decision is shaping a public future. Every time you choose focus over distraction, effort over comfort, growth over excuses, you are strengthening a version of yourself that does not need validation. This is the kind of strength that cannot be borrowed, copied, or taken away, because it is earned slowly, honestly, and relentlessly. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are in the middle of becoming. And becoming is uncomfortable because it requires shedding old habits, old thinking, and old limits. It requires honesty with yourself and courage to change without guarantees. The room you are in right now, whether it feels small or quiet, is not holding you back. It is preparing you. This is where clarity is built. This is where discipline is trained. This is where resilience is sharpened. And one day you will look back and realize this space was not a cage. It was a workshop. People chase confidence, but confidence is a byproduct. It comes after proof. Proof that you can rely on yourself. Proof that you finish what you start. Proof that you keep moving, even when nobody is watching. That is why self-trust is the foundation of real power. There will be moments when you feel tempted to slow down, to settle, to blend in. Those moments are crossroads. And every time you choose growth, you strengthen your identity. You teach your mind that you are someone who does not quit, someone who adapts, someone who rises. The cameras would not just see work, they would see transformation. They would see habits replacing excuses, focus replacing distraction, discipline replacing doubt. They would see a person evolving quietly while the world remains unaware. And that unawareness is your advantage. You do not need to announce your goals. Let your actions speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your results speak. Because when results arrive, explanations become unnecessary and noise becomes irrelevant. Your power does not come from approval. It comes from direction, knowing where you are going, even when the path feels unclear, trusting the process, even when progress feels slow, and staying committed, even when motivation fades. Every day is a vote for your future self. Every choice matters, even the small ones. especially the small ones, because small choices repeated become character, and character determines destiny. Do not underestimate how strong you are becoming simply by not giving up, simply by trying again, simply by choosing growth over comfort. That strength compounds quietly until one day it becomes undeniable. When they finally notice, when they finally react, when they finally feel shaken, it will not be because you changed overnight. It will be because you stayed consistent. When quitting was easier, you stayed focused when distraction was tempting, and you stayed disciplined when nobody was watching. That is the real exposure. Not cameras, not attention, not words, but the undeniable presence of someone who built themselves honestly, patiently, and relentlessly. And that kind of power does not ask for permission. It simply arrives and changes the room. You are building something deeper than results. You are building identity, and identity lasts longer than motivation ever will when everything external fades. Who you have trained yourself to be will remain. That is why the work you do alone matters more than anything seen publicly, because solitude reveals truth, and truth builds strength. There will be days when your mind feels heavy, when progress feels invisible, and when effort feels unrewarded. Those days are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are stretching beyond your old limits. Comfort never demands growth, but growth always demands patience, and patience is power. In its quietest form, what you repeat daily becomes what you believe about yourself. When you show up consistently, you send a message to your mind that you can be trusted, and self-trust is unbreakable. It does not depend on praise or approval. It is built through action and reinforced through discipline. The real you is forged in routine and repetition, in the moments that feel ordinary but are shaping extraordinary strength. No one applauds consistency until it creates results, but by then the foundation is already unshakable. You are not competing with anyone else. You are outgrowing who you were yesterday. Comparison weakens focus, and focus is where power lives. When your energy is directed inward toward improvement, nothing outside can distract you for long. There is a version of you that already exists in the future, disciplined, confident, grounded, and powerful. That version is waiting for you to match their habits, their mindset, and their commitment. Every focused action brings you closer. Every excuse delays the meeting. The silence around your effort is not absence, it is protection. It allows you to build without pressure, to grow without noise, and to evolve without interference. When the world finally hears you, it will be because your presence is impossible to ignore. You will face moments when quitting feels logical, when rest turns into avoidance, and when doubt disguises itself as reason. Those moments are where character is decided not in comfort, not in success, but in resistance. Every time you choose to continue, you strengthen your inner authority. You teach yourself that feelings do not control direction, and that discipline leads the way. This is how leaders are formed internally long before they are recognized externally. The power that shakes people is not loud. It is steady, it is controlled, it is grounded in clarity and built through consistency. When someone stands with certainty without needing validation, it unsettles those who rely on noise for confidence. Remember this: you are not unseen. You are under construction. You are not ignored. You are being prepared. And when the moment arrives, when the room finally feels your presence, it will be because you earned it through patience, effort, and unwavering commitment to becoming more than you were yesterday. The strength you are developing is not accidental. It is intentional, even when it feels slow, even when it feels repetitive, even when it feels lonely. Each step is adding weight to your presence and depth to your character. Nothing is wasted when effort is honest and focused. You are learning how to stand firm without hardening, how to stay kind without becoming weak, how to remain focused without becoming closed. This balance is rare, and it is what makes real power feel different. It does not seek control. It radiates certainty. Every quiet night, you choose to prepare instead of escape. Every morning, you choose discipline instead of delay. You are shaping a mindset that does not collapse under pressure. This is how resilience becomes natural, not forced, not temporary, but built into who you are. The world often celebrates outcomes, but ignores foundations. Yet foundations decide everything. When pressure arrives, when challenges stack, when expectations rise, those without roots shake, and those with discipline remain steady. You are not driven by noise, you are driven by purpose. And purpose does not need constant excitement. It needs clarity and commitment. Clarity gives direction. Commitment gives endurance. Together, they create momentum that does not rely on mood or motivation. There will be moments when others misunderstand your silence, when they question your intensity, when they feel uncomfortable around your focus. Do not shrink to make them comfortable. Growth often creates distance before it creates impact, and that distance is part of the process. You are learning how to control your reactions, how to respond instead of react, how to stay grounded. When emotions rise, this emotional control is one of the strongest forms of power because it allows you to think clearly when others panic. Every habit you reinforce is shaping your future environment. Discipline today becomes freedom tomorrow, and what feels demanding now becomes effortless later. This is how effort transforms into identity. You are not chasing validation, you are building value, and value attracts attention. Naturally, without asking, when your standards rise, your results follow, and when your results follow, recognition becomes inevitable. Remember that power is not proven by how loud you speak, but by how consistently you act. When words and actions align, trust is built within, and within is where confidence lives. One day, you will notice that challenges no longer shake you the way they used to. That pressure feels familiar instead of frightening. That uncertainty feels like opportunity instead of threat. This is not coincidence. This is growth revealing itself. The cameras, if they existed, would not just see effort, they would see evolution. A person becoming sharper, calmer, more intentional with each passing day. They would see someone who refused to be shaped by fear and chose to be shaped by discipline. This is the kind of transformation that cannot be rushed and cannot be faked. It is earned through patience, consistency, and self-respect. And when it finally shows, it does not ask for attention. It commands it quietly, powerfully, and without apology. What you are becoming is deeper than achievement. It is stability. It is clarity. It is the ability to remain centered when everything around you feels uncertain. This kind of inner structure is built slowly through repeated choices to stay committed, even when emotions fluctuate. You are training your mind to stay present instead of reactive, to focus, instead of scatter, to respond with intention, instead of impulse. This mental strength becomes visible in your posture, your decisions, your silence, and people feel it before they understand it. There will be times when progress feels invisible, when effort seems to disappear into routine, but nothing disappears. Every disciplined action leaves a mark. Every focused hour adds weight to your foundation, and one day that foundation holds you steady when others collapse under pressure. You are learning how to trust yourself, and that trust changes everything. When you know you will show up, you stop negotiating with doubt, you stop seeking reassurance, and you move with certainty that does not require approval. The calm you are building is not passive, it is controlled. It is earned through repetition and awareness. It is the calm of someone who knows. They can handle what comes next because they have handled what came before. You will notice that distractions lose their grip, that noise fades into background, and that your attention becomes sharper. This focus is not forced, it is trained, and once trained, it becomes one of your greatest advantages. People often mistake consistency for obsession because they are not used to seeing someone honor their goals daily, without drama, without announcement, without excuse. Your dedication reflects what is possible, and that reflection can be uncomfortable for those who avoid commitment. You are not becoming distant, you are becoming selective. Selective with time, selective with energy, selective with influence. This selectiveness protects your growth and allows your potential to expand without interference. Every setback you face teaches adjustment, not surrender. Every challenge invites growth, not retreat. And each response strengthens your ability to adapt without losing direction. The power others feel is not dominance, it is presence. It is the confidence of someone who is aligned with their values and disciplined in their actions. That alignment creates a steadiness that does not waver under opinion or pressure. One day you will realize that the work you did in quiet moments shaped your loudest impact, that the discipline you practiced alone built a strength that carries you anywhere, and that the version of you who refused to quit created a future that speaks for itself. This is the journey of becoming solid within, unshakable in purpose and grounded in action. And when people finally see it, they will feel it immediately, because real power does not need explanation. It is recognized instinctively and respected naturally. In the end, what matters most is not who noticed you first or who believed early. It is that you never abandon yourself. When belief was thin and progress felt slow, you stayed, you worked, you learned, you adjusted. And that loyalty to your own growth is the strongest bond you will ever build. You've come to listen, haven't you? Gather round, my friends. Let me tell you a little story. A story about pain, about betrayal, about tears shed in the dark when no one was watching. You see, life has a funny way of tallying sins, of recording wrongs, and oh, don't for a second think the universe forgets. No, every name that's ever caused your heart to ache, every shadow that has darkened your soul, every drop of agony you've cried, all of it has been seen, every moment has been accounted for. The universe, in its cold, indifferent way, keeps meticulous records of everything. But here's the truth. God has noted every tear you shed, every heartbreak that made you cry, every moment you thought you couldn't survive. And here's the dark beauty in that fact. It doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive, but it does remember. Some of you, standing here today, may have felt the weight of a world that never stopped spinning while you bled. A world that never paused for your pain. A world that seemed to move on while you remained frozen in time, trapped in the echo of your own sorrow. The people who left you, the promises that were broken, the love that turned to dust. It felt as though the world was indifferent to your suffering, and I know you felt lost. I know you've doubted if anyone would ever truly see you, but I'm here to tell you this. God saw you through every sleepless night, through every moment of silence where you wished for someone, anyone, to hold you, to make it stop. He saw you in the quietest corners of your mind, in the darkest stretches of your soul, where no one dared to look. God was there. He saw the pain that made you wish for oblivion. He saw the anguish that crushed your spirit, and He wrote it down. And don't mistake this for sympathy, my friends. This isn't about feeling sorry for you. This is about a record, a promise that every tear has been counted, every betrayal has been noted, every single time your heart was ripped apart. God was watching, and He wasn't indifferent. He was taking note. You've wondered why it had to happen to you? Why you, of all people, had to suffer so deeply? Why the weight of the world seemed to press down on your chest in a way no one could understand? You've asked, time and time again, why the ones you trusted turned on you? Why the ones you loved walked away without a second glance? You've wondered why the world felt like a place where nothing ever made sense, where every attempt to rebuild was met with failure, where every new beginning ended in the same agony. But let me tell you something. God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't waste suffering. Everything you've endured, every heartbreak, every disappointment, every night you spent asking yourself why, all of it has a purpose. The world doesn't understand that, but God does. Every tear you shed has weight. Every sob that tore through your chest in the solitude of your grief has been recorded in the book of your life. And God knows that weight. He knows the depth of your pain. He knows how many times you thought you couldn't breathe, how many times you were consumed by rage, by hopelessness, by despair. He saw the moments when you wanted to scream at the world for being so cruel, for being so unjust, for offering you nothing but suffering. But let me tell you something that might sting for a moment. God knew you could take it. He knew you could survive the storm. He knew you could stand up after every time you were knocked down. And He was there, in the shadows, in the silence, waiting for the day you would rise from the ashes of your grief. You may have felt abandoned, you may have felt lost, but you were never alone. God was always there, watching, waiting for the moment you would emerge from the wreckage. And here's the truth. You are stronger than you realize. Every scar you bear, every mark left by the cruelty of life is a testament to your survival. You may not see it now, but you've been through hell and back, and you are still standing. The tears you've shed, the heartbreaks that have shaped you, have made you who you are today. They have forged your spirit. And though it may not seem like it, God was shaping you with each moment of suffering. You see, the world will tell you that you're weak because of your pain, that your tears make you fragile, that your scars are signs of defeat. But God doesn't see it that way. He sees your scars as victories. He sees your tears as proof that you are still breathing, still fighting, still alive when everything in you wanted to die. God has seen the darkness you've crawled through. He's seen the times when you couldn't even find the strength to look in the mirror. He's seen every battle you fought in silence, and He has noted it. Every time you pulled yourself from the abyss, He took note. Every time you faced the world again, bruised, battered, broken, but still standing, He took note. Some of you have been walking around for years with the weight of your past on your shoulders, as though you were meant to carry it forever. And maybe you've believed that. Maybe you've told yourself that the pain was your cross to bear, that the suffering was just the way it was meant to be. But that's not the truth. The truth is that your pain is a weapon. It's not a curse. It's not a burden. It's your strength. Your suffering has built you. It has crafted your resilience, your power, your unbreakable will to survive. And God, in His infinite wisdom, has watched over every moment of it. Every time you doubted, every time you felt like giving up, God was there. He was waiting, knowing that you would rise, knowing that you would push through. And don't get it twisted, my friends. There's no magic solution here. There's no easy fix to the pain you've endured. But there is purpose, there is meaning, and it's time to embrace that. It's time to stop running from your pain, to stop hiding from the truth that you are stronger because of everything you've been through. You are stronger than the betrayals that scarred you, stronger than the losses that nearly broke you, stronger than the fears that have held you captive. God has seen it all. He has marked every tear, every cry, and He has chosen you to carry the weight of this world, not because you are weak, but because you are strong. So stand tall, my friends. Stand tall with the knowledge that every tear you've shed has been counted. Every moment of your suffering has been noticed, and God, in His divine grace, has used it all to shape you into something no one can break. Every heartache, every wound, every scar is a testament to your survival. And while the world may forget, while the world may move on and leave you in your pain, know this: God has not forgotten. He sees you. He sees the broken pieces of your soul, and He is waiting for you to rise again, to step into your power, to become the force that cannot be stopped. You've been through hell, but now you are ready for the world that's waiting for you. God's not done with you yet. No, He's just getting started. Every tear, every heartbreak has been a part of the plan. So don't you dare think for a second that you won't come out of this stronger, that you won't emerge from this darkness with a fire in your heart that can never be extinguished. Let me take you deeper, my friends, because the truth goes even further than that. We live in a world where so many of us, too many of us, carry the invisible scars that others never see. There are some things so deep within you that even the closest people in your life cannot comprehend the extent of it. They can't feel the weight of it. They can't hear the silent cries in the middle of the night when the world sleeps, when it all feels too much. They don't see how every little thing reminds you of the past, how every step forward is a battle between your strength and your brokenness. But God sees it all. Every part of you that you hide, every fragment of your soul that you believe is too damaged to be loved, too scarred to be whole, God sees it, and He understands. And He's been waiting for this moment, the moment when you stop running from your past, when you stop hiding from the pain. God's been waiting for the moment when you look in the mirror and finally see the warrior you've become. There are so many of us who have been hurt by those we loved, betrayed by those who were supposed to protect us. And that betrayal cuts deeper than any wound, doesn't it? When the people you trust turn their backs on you, when they leave you in your most vulnerable state, it's like the earth itself shifts beneath your feet, and you feel like you're falling into an abyss. You've wondered if anyone would ever come to pull you out. You've asked why the ones you held so close walked away with no regard for the damage they left in their wake. But let me tell you something about betrayal. It reveals more about the betrayer than it does about you. When someone leaves you behind, it's a reflection of their weakness, their own inability to love, to be there when it matters the most. You were never the problem. You were the one who was willing to give, who was willing to love unconditionally. The ones who hurt you are the ones who couldn't recognize the treasure they had in their hands. So stop blaming yourself for their inability to see your worth. Stop punishing yourself for the mistakes they made. God saw every ounce of love you gave, every effort you put into trying to make it work. He saw your heart break as they walked away, and He recorded it. But remember this: betrayal, like all pain, is temporary. It's an ugly chapter, but not the end of the story. There is more to you than the heartbreak, more to you than the betrayal. And God knows that. He knew, even when you were in the depths of your despair, that you were capable of rising above it. He knew that one day you would realize that the pain they caused you wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you, to make you stronger. Think about it, my friends. Do you remember the moments when you thought you couldn't go on? When you felt like the weight of the world was too much to bear? Do you remember how you felt in the darkest moments, when you thought there was no hope left? But here you are, you're still standing, you survived, and that's not by accident. That's not just because time passed, that's because God had a purpose for your survival. Every time you thought you couldn't handle it, every time you doubted yourself, God saw it. He saw your struggle, and He knew that you were stronger than you realized. He saw the fire in you, even when you couldn't see it yourself. Every tear that fell from your eyes was a testament to your resilience. Every night you spent questioning why you had to suffer, every time you cried out in desperation, was a step closer to the strength you were destined to find. And you are stronger now. You have scars, yes, but you are stronger. There's something else I want to remind you of. The people who hurt you, they don't get to define you. They don't get to shape who you are, and neither does the pain. Life can be brutal, yes. It can throw us into the darkest places, make us feel like we're not enough, like we'll never be whole again. But let me tell you this, your worth is not measured by the cruelty of others. Your worth is not tied to the love you never received, the validation you never got, the recognition you thought you deserved. Number, your worth is inherent. It's something deep within you that no one can take away. God saw it from the very beginning. You are not defined by your suffering. You are defined by the strength that comes from overcoming it. You are defined by your ability to rise, even when the odds are against you. You are defined by your resilience, your courage, your refusal to be broken by the forces that tried to tear you apart. God sees your strength, and He's seen every time you found a way to push forward, no matter how small the steps may have been. He's seen the effort you've made to keep going, even when it seemed like the world was crumbling around you, and He is proud of you. Some of you have been carrying the weight of guilt for too long. You've carried the shame of things that were never your fault. Maybe you've blamed yourself for the way others treated you, for the things that went wrong in your life. Maybe you've asked yourself if you could have done more, been more, fought harder to make things work. But let me remind you of something. You are not responsible for the actions of others. You cannot control how people treat you. You cannot control their cruelty, their apathy, their betrayal. But you can control how you respond. You can control how you rise from the ashes of their actions. God doesn't hold you responsible for the sins of others. He only asks that you hold yourself accountable for your own actions, for your own heart, for your own journey. And I know that's a heavy burden, but I also know that you are capable of carrying it, because you've already carried so much more. And when you finally release that guilt, when you finally let go of the weight of blaming yourself, you'll realize that you've been free this whole time. You were never meant to carry the burdens of others. And here's the truth. You are not weak because of the things you've endured. You are not broken because of your pain. You are not shattered because of the betrayals you've faced. You are stronger. You are unbreakable. The world will tell you that your pain makes you weak, that your scars make you less than. But I'm here to tell you, God sees your scars and He sees your strength, and He has made you unbreakable. Every time you were torn down, you were rebuilt stronger. Every time you fell, you rose again. And each time, you became more powerful, more resilient, more capable of taking on whatever the world throws at you. You may have been hurt, but you have never been defeated. God has not forgotten your pain, and He will never forget it. But the beauty of this is that He doesn't hold it against you. He doesn't use your suffering as a punishment. He uses it as a tool for your transformation. He uses it to shape you into someone who can stand tall in the face of adversity. He uses it to make you the person who, when life knocks you down, gets up again without hesitation. You are not defined by your pain, but by the way you rise from it. And every time you rise, God is with you, taking note of your strength, your courage, your refusal to be anything less than what you are meant to be. So keep moving forward, my friends. Keep going no matter how many times you've fallen. Keep moving, even when the world tries to convince you that you're broken beyond repair. Because God is waiting for you to see the warrior that you are. He's waiting for you to recognize that the pain you've endured has been the fire that has forged your unbreakable spirit. And when you finally see it, when you finally realize that you are not defined by your suffering, but by the strength that comes from surviving it, you will understand the purpose of everything you've been through. Every tear, every heartbreak, every moment of pain. God has noted it all, and He has used it to shape you into something extraordinary. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are unbreakable. So stand tall. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows their worth. Know that every tear you shed was a step toward the strength you carry now. And when the world tries to knock you down, when the darkness threatens to swallow you whole, remember, you are not alone. God has seen your every tear, and He is with you, waiting for the moment you rise from the ashes, stronger than ever. The best is yet to come, my friends. The universe has seen your suffering, but it will also see your triumph. And when you rise, you will rise with the power of everything you have overcome, because you are unbreakable, and God has always known this. Let me tell you something, my friends, that might be hard to hear, but it is the truth you must confront. The pain you have lived through has a purpose far beyond what you can see in the moment. There are too many who've suffered, who've been broken, who've been torn apart by the cruelty of the world, and yet in the midst of all that darkness, there's a purpose. I know it doesn't always seem that way. I know you've asked yourself, time and again, why it feels like the world is against you, why it feels like every step forward is met with more pain, more obstacles, more struggles. You've asked yourself, why me? And when will it end? But I need you to understand something right now. There is power in your suffering. It may not feel like it, but the very thing that has tried to destroy you is the thing that has been preparing you for something greater. You see, the world will try to break you. It will come for your soul, your heart, and your mind, and it will use everything it has: betrayal, loss, cruelty, rejection, to push you to your breaking point. But here's what the world doesn't realize, and what you, my friend, have yet to fully understand. The very forces that tried to break you are the ones that have forged you. The darkness you have walked through, the fire that you thought would burn you to the ground, is the very thing that has shaped you into someone who cannot be defeated. And God has seen every moment of it, every trial, every tribulation, every time you thought you were at your limit and beyond. He has seen it. He has known the depths of your soul better than you ever could. He knows what has been done to you. He knows the pain that has been inflicted on your spirit, your mind, and your body. But He also knows something that you may not have realized yet. He knows that you are stronger than all of it. He knows that you are still standing, and that, my friends, is no small thing. Do not mistake the silence for abandonment. Do not mistake the absence of immediate answers as evidence that God has forsaken you. No, He has not. He is watching. He is observing every part of your journey. He is recording it, yes, but not because He wants you to suffer more, not because He wants to remind you of your pain. Number, He is watching because He knows what lies within you. He knows what you are becoming, even when you cannot see it yourself. He knows the power that is being forged in the furnace of your struggle. He is taking note of every tear, every moment of despair, and He is proud of you. He is proud of your perseverance. He is proud of your resilience. You've been through hell. You've been to the darkest corners of this earth, where the pain was so sharp you thought it might tear you apart. You've known loss, betrayal, rejection, and hurt and each time you thought it would destroy you, you found a way to survive. That, my friends, is not weakness. That is strength. God has seen your strength. He knows your pain. He knows your heart, and He is proud of what you've become in the process. You are no longer who you were. You are someone who has been tested by fire and has emerged stronger, more powerful, and more capable than you ever thought possible. And here's something else I want to remind you of. The world will try to make you feel like your pain is a weakness. It will try to make you feel like you are less than, like you are somehow inferior because you've been through things that have scarred you. It will tell you that your pain makes you weak, that your suffering is a sign of your inability to cope with the world. But let me tell you this, my friends, in the most forceful terms I can, your pain is not your weakness. Your pain is your power. It is your badge of honor. Every scar, every tear, every sleepless night, every heartbreak, it is proof that you have survived. You are living proof that pain does not have the final say. The world wants you to believe that you are less because of your suffering, but God sees it differently. He sees you as a warrior, a survivor, someone who has faced the unimaginable and kept moving forward. And He is preparing you for something greater, something that will make all of this suffering worthwhile. You are not defined by your pain, but by the way you choose to overcome it. You are not broken by what has happened to you. You are remade, reshaped, stronger, more resilient, more capable of facing anything the world throws at you. Some of you have been carrying burdens that were never yours to carry. You've been made to feel guilty for things you couldn't control, for situations you couldn't change. Maybe someone you loved betrayed you, and you've wondered why it was you who had to suffer the consequences. Maybe you've carried the weight of someone else's mistakes, someone else's actions, thinking that somehow it was your fault. Let me be clear with you. You were never meant to carry someone else's burdens. You were never meant to carry their pain, their mistakes, their sins. You have your own journey to walk, and you will walk it with your own strength, your own power. You are not defined by the actions of others. You are not responsible for the wrongs they have done. You are only responsible for how you choose to rise, how you choose to move forward. The betrayal you faced wasn't your fault. The hurt that was inflicted upon you wasn't your fault. You are not responsible for the pain others caused you. You are only responsible for your own healing, your own growth, and your own strength. And in the end, that's what matters most. Do not carry the weight of others' wrongs any longer. Lay it down. Let go of the guilt, the shame, the anger. You are not meant to carry that burden. You are meant to rise above it. You are meant to take the lessons from it, the strength from it, and use it to create something better, something more powerful. God is waiting for you to let go of the things that have been holding you back. He is waiting for you to release the pain, to stop letting it define you, to stop letting it keep you in the dark. You are not the pain you've endured. You are the person who has survived it. You are the person who has fought through the darkness, fought through the fire, fought through every obstacle that has come your way. And now it's time for you to rise. It's time for you to step into the person you were always meant to be. God has been with you every step of the way. He has been there in your darkest moments, and He is here now, reminding you that you are not alone. He has taken note of every tear, every heartbreak, and He has been preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. And when you finally see it, when you finally realize the strength within you, you will understand that every moment of pain was worth it. You are not defined by your suffering. You are defined by the strength that comes from surviving it. You are a warrior, a survivor, someone who has been forged in the fires of pain, and nothing, not even the world itself, can take that away from you. So, my friends, rise. Rise from the ashes of your past. Rise from the pain that has tried to keep you down. Rise from the betrayal, the heartbreak, the suffering. Rise with the knowledge that you are unbreakable. You are stronger than you think. You are more powerful than you know. God has seen your journey. He has recorded every tear, every heartache, and now He is waiting for you to embrace your power, to embrace the strength that has been built in you through the fire of your trials. You are not the sum of your pain. You are the sum of your strength, your resilience, your ability to rise again and again. And nothing, my friends, nothing can take that away from you. In conclusion, remember this: the universe sees you, and God has recorded every tear. Your pain is not in vain. It is the foundation of your strength. Every trial you've endured has been noted, and you will rise from it. Keep moving forward, for the best is yet to come.